did it on their own, and I think they're sticking with that.
Right.
Whereas other teachers are standardizing on our new reporting. But there are a lot of different websites that the teachers are using, and that can be confusing. And as Michael said, I know some of them are paying for it out of their own pocket, which if we have a system they can use, it doesn't make any sense. But that would be good to standardize that, I think.
I mean, I'd almost see that as like a sense of urgency to me, just because I've noticed my child struggling trying to find what website for which teacher just at the middle school level. So.
Interesting.
We talked about that in policy committee, I don't know, 2 years ago, I think, about having a common website for the teachers to use.
So it seems like the elementary school has their act together. It seems, well, I don't want to say that.
But
I mean, it seems like they're a little more, they've formalized what presentation they're going to push out to the parents from the teachers. Kind of uniform presentation.
Right.
Whereas some of the other levels aren't as formalized. So.
I think that would be helpful.
I have a question though. Is this I mean, I see the standardization of communication overall for our website is an important goal, but I almost see it as somewhat our responsibility to determine whether we standardize these types of communications. I mean, how much can, we really expect from Ms. Willis?
I think though
I want to know what we have to do.
I don't think we can. I don't think it's our responsibility. I think
it's something I would work with Patrick on.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think it's
but
Patrick.
I'd like to move that up on the list.
I do
as part
think
of
that's
our
important.
goals,
I think that's important to work toward that. But I think that's a Patrick thing, so Kathy would work with him.
It is a Patrick thing, but I also think that, if we have a policy that our teachers are to use the resources in the district for communication, anything external to that, and we can't prohibit them from doing external websites that they pay for themselves. We don't have jurisdiction over that at this time.
But we cannot call it an official website either. We can say you got to put all your school work, assignments. But if it's being seen as an official conduit of information, then that is a school committee issue rather than admin. Is it a policy for us to recognize those? I don't know. So to me, that's a policy question as well as superintendent's purview.
So I know we do have, obviously we have policies around technology. Maybe there is a policy to amend.
I think we have some work to do in this area beyond that and that. So I just want to be sure that in addition to the superintendent's professional goals around this area, that we include that in our own goals.
The other question I have related to technology, and I don't know how if this belongs in these goals, or it kind of reflects around some of the things that Michael has talked about, and it's the kind, and it's probably more of a curriculum issue, but it's the kind of things we're teaching in technology. I've had discussions about, do we really need to be teaching Microsoft applications anymore, or should we be teaching more how to use search engines, or some of those things that I'm telling you, most kids by 9 or 10 years old are using Microsoft applications. So there are some, when I look at some of the technology courses, I wonder, and I don't know how that ties into your goals, but I think it ties into technology and how we're using it and how we're teaching it. I just, some of the things are farther down the road, like being able to get mobile devices in for all the kids to use, which someday we will be doing. But I think we need to start taking steps down that road toward those kinds of things.
It is a curriculum issue, as you mentioned, Mel, when you first brought it up. And I do know that the technology committee, subcommittee, is working on getting the technology plan submitted.
Okay.
And then once that is done, we can then focus on some of these other issues that we have that are equally as pressing, but that plan needs to get submitted to the state.
Okay.
But there is a need to take a look at just what the curriculum is.
Because it's not just our school district. It's every school district has to look at that. But I like to, if we can, take a leadership in that area. So.
But I don't think it fits here in these goals.
Probably not. No.
Sorry. I'm always focused now.
I'm trying.
Bringing you back in.
Any other comments?
These are exceptional. I think this is a very good start and a lot of things to do.
So, can I have a motion to accept the superintendent's professional goals for 2010-2011 with the the amendment? What do we amend? The addition of professional development.
Professional development goal.
And also.
Examine the standardization of
the
district website communication.
Right.
So moved.
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Very good, thank you.
Class size report. Kathy?
Okay, in your packet, you received a lot of data
Yes.
regarding enrollment and class size. And I learned some things by going through this particular exercise. I learned that the school committee has set forth some recommended targeted class size at the elementary level. And so I wanted to start the presentation by saying the school committee recommends that the targeted class size for K through 2 is 20, and for grades 3 through 5, it's 22.
Right.
And then I did not find any kind of guidance beyond grade 5 as far as...
I believe we've said 25, haven't we, Jerry? Isn't that for 6th grade and up, kind of the guidance that we usually...
Yeah, I'm not sure we ever came to an exact number on that.
Right, but 25 is kind of the number we...
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had
Mrs. Vaca always told me
right,
25
was 25 for 6th grade and up, yeah.
Okay, for 6 to 12.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, so I'm just going to give you some general points, and then if you have some questions, I'll try to answer them. But if we just start with elementary, so we're taking a look at the elementary class size K through 5. You have some historical data. You have from the school year 2001 to 2002, all the way through to this current school year of 2010-11. And the way that the class size report has been structured in the past and remains this way is it gives the number of sections at that particular grade level. So this is a district view, not school by school view. The average class size for the grade level, the range of class size at that particular grade level, and then the number of classes that exceed the target that has been identified. So the number where the class range exceeds target is provided. So if we take a look at kindergarten, in 2010-11, we really have the lowest number of classes that exceed the target range of 20, and it's the lowest since 2003-2004. So our kindergarten sizes are favorable. In grade 1, only one class exceeds the target, and that was one class of 21. And so it's one student over the target of 20. In grade 2, the highest number of classrooms, this has the highest number of classrooms that exceed the target range since 2004-2005. We have 7 classrooms out of the 10 that are exceeding what we had said we wanted in grade 2, which was a class size of 20. For all 4 of the grade 2 classes at the batch and all 3 of the grade 2 classes at the hood do exceed that targeted class size.
I think the good news there is we don't have 27, 28, or 29. It's maybe 21, 22. The highest we have is 24. So
that's right.
While we would like to keep that 20, we're not seeing some really large numbers like 26, 27.
Not at all, no. And mostly 22.
Right.
Mostly 22. Grade 3, the average class size is well below the target of 22 across the district. And we have one class that exceeds the target at grade 3, and that's one class of 23 at the little school. So very favorable class sizes. In grade 4, we have 3 classes that exceed the target. The average class size is well below the target. The highest class size is at the hood, but we have, again, very favorable class sizes across the district in grade 4. In grade 5, we have an average class size of 23, so that exceeds the target by 1. And we have 5 classes that do, 5 out of 11 that exceed the target at grade 5.
That's a really big class, though. That's our biggest class, because you look, it's the biggest class we've had in a really long time. It's like 254 kids, I think.
Yes, there are 11 sections.
Right.
And so it is a big class. So that's the overall class size report at the elementary. So we do have favorable class sizes right now across the district at the elementary level, with some pockets to pay attention to. As far as the middle school is concerned, just pulling out my report here. If we take a look at grade 6, particularly ELA, math, science, and social studies. This is a very long report, so you're traveling from the left way over to the right for 2010-11. And in the report for the middle school, we're taking a look at class sizes from 2004-05 to 2010-11. So we're comparing 7 years' worth of data. And you can see that the average class size for English, math, science, social studies is 20 students.
Very good shape there.
Very
good shape.
Very favorable class sizes in exceptional class sizes in grade 7. The class sizes go up a little bit when you get to general arts in PE because we have less sections of them than we do of the core content areas. So that's why you're seeing higher class sizes in those classes. At grade 7, the average class size is a little higher than grade 6, but still very low. The average class size is 21.7, so say 22 students. And if we're using 25 as our benchmark, we're well below 25 in grade 7 as well. We now have world language, one section of French and 7 sections of Spanish. That's added and beyond grade 6. And again, when you start taking a look at the general arts and PE, the class sizes are higher than they are for the core content areas because there are fewer sections.
Now on the world language, in grade 7, they don't take that 5 days a week, correct?
No, they do not. They take it for 10 weeks.
Okay. Because this is an issue that I've had with our language program. One, we should be starting a lot earlier, and I know we don't have the ability to do that right now, but if we're going to give a language in grade 7, I really wish we could give it the full year because I don't see them getting that much out of it. And then on top of that, you have the class sizes, which for foreign languages should be smaller. They're our largest class sizes at 27 and 25 in terms of the average, other than the general arts and the PE. So that's an area that I don't know if there's anything that can be done there, but I really would like to try to either strengthen that in terms of the amount of time they spend in foreign language, or if we're going to only spend the 10 weeks, could we add another section and try to reduce the number of students in those classes?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we only have the one French class, so.
We only have one French class. They meet every day for 10 weeks. This is considered to be an exploratory program, so it's not a full-time program in grade 7. It's just to give them a sense of the language. In grade 8, we begin with that full-time language, foreign language program. So you can see grade 8, again, the average class size is 20 in the core content areas, very favorable class sizes. Now we have full-time world languages, but we have high numbers. I'm sorry, we don't have high numbers. And the numbers in Spanish are quite low because this is a full-time program. The numbers in French are high because we only have one classroom.
Right.
So that's why you see the disconnect between French and Spanish. And the related arts, the general arts and PE, the numbers are lower than the other grades, so that's good. We were able to keep those numbers down. You can also see the information regarding chorus and band at the middle school. Are there any questions about the class size report at the middle school at this time? All set?
Yeah.
We're all set.
Okay. High school.
You don't really have to go through every one of these if you don't want, at the high school.
Well, I could take any questions.
I think that I did have a few questions.
I might not have the answer, but I'll do my best.
My question gets to these really low numbers in some of these classes. Does that mean they're going to be discontinued next year? I'm all in favor of offering a wide variety of classes, but I don't think we can afford to offer some of these that we're offering. And I'm surprised we're offering them with so few students in them. There's not a lot of them. There's maybe 4, but I just...
Well, I'll tell you, going through this exercise was very informative for me because it gave me a chance to go through each of the subject content areas at the high school to take a look at the spread of students in each of the classes, each of the courses for each of the content areas.